Hello everyone, welcome to the end of the world. Today we are going to be taking a look at a newly finished manga, Dededede Demon's Dededede Destruction. This is a series that ran in Big Comic Spirits from 2014 to a couple weeks ago, and it was written and illustrated by the one and only Inio Asano. So I've read 3 Asano works in the past before, absolutely love 2 of them. I felt like I should go to prison after reading the other one, so yeah. And I hadn't really read anything else because at the time, the series he was currently working on was ongoing, and it was ongoing for quite a while. But now it's finally over, and I had heard some very interesting things about it, so I was very eager to hop on into it. So what on earth is this? Why does it have this weird and wacky title? I don't think you actually find out the significance of that, but let's get into it. Dededede Demons takes place in modern Tokyo and follows 2 high school girls, Oran and Kodode. The 2 of them have been best friends for a very long time. They do pretty much everything together, and at the beginning of the series they find themselves at a crossroads in their lives as they are facing their high school graduation. And the story kind of just follows the 2 of them and any other friends they may acquire as they make their way through life, from the end of high school to their college years, the people they meet, the relationships they form, bad things, happy things that happen to them. You know it, it's a slice of life series. The catch, though, is that while they go about their seemingly normal lives, there is a looming, quite literally looming, constant threat of total annihilation. That is right. A few years before this series started, there was an event in Tokyo known as the Attacks of 8/31, August 31st, which saw the arrival of the Mothership. That's right. Fucking aliens. The appearance of this structure caused untold destruction to Tokyo. Many people lost their lives, including Kodode's father. It was something that affected everyone, affected the entire world. Obviously the damage and the loss of lives, but also the fact that, oh my fucking Christ, aliens are real. And they have the technology to wipe us out. Oh my god. But then things quiet down. They don't go away. The mothership still stays there, and it can still pose a threat because often you have pieces falling off of it that can come down and, squish someone. But people have more or less adjusted to this new aspect of their lives. It's there and it's dangerous, but, we still gotta study for entrance exams. It's something they become very accustomed to and just accept. However, not everyone is super nonchalantly going about their lives. And there are many groups of people who want to take more action against the mothership. Whether that be the governments of the world or more, radical cults. You know how it is. And like I said, a lot of people are perfectly content just ignoring the state of things. It becomes very hard to do so for Kodode and Oran when they come face to face with one of these invaders. This is such an odd blending of genres, man. You have the quaint wholesomeness of slice of life. We just see these friends hanging out, doing funny shenanigans, going to the beach, going to school, while in the background there is a very high-stakes sci-fi thriller going on. A majority of this series is focused on these girls and their lives, the struggles they go through on a personal human level. But all the while, we are getting flashes into this potentially apocalyptic war between the invaders and humanity. And I thought Asano really handled both of these elements and them intertwining quite expertly. This is not a series that will constantly give you the answers you are looking for. It's just this world in a crisis and how people are coping with it, whether that be to fight or to just live in ignorance. But what's great about the story is that there isn't really a clear answer on what people should be doing. People don't have answers. The government does not have any answers. The military is just trying stuff. It's a very confusing situation for a lot of people. As you would expect, this is a series very rich with thematic elements. There is so much to pick apart about this world and compare it to our own, in the way people treat others, in the way governments and the military handle things. A lot of it hit very close to home. Asano wasn't exactly being subtle with some of his commentary. I mean, just most of the world ignoring this potential huge disaster. I mean, come on, it's not that deep, but it was very well presented. There's one moment in particular involving Donald Trump that I thought it was so fucking good. But like I said, a lot of this stuff isn't always front and center. It's mostly, our main girls doing their thing. And their stories are an absolute blast to see play out. And when their stories finally do start intertwining with, the overall bigger picture, that's when we start to see some phenomenal payoffs. This was not a series I expected to go so hard with its payoffs, but holy shit, man. While I was thoroughly enjoying the entire series just as it was, there are moments that make you rethink pretty much everything you knew about what was going on, and it really elevates the series as something truly spectacular. Like, the aliens are far from the only sci-fi concept you are going to see in this one, and seeing how things played out near the end of this story was just an incredible ride. Now, as for problems I had with the series, not many, honestly. I do think, though, that, the ending, while I did really enjoy it and I love the direction it took, there's a lot of focus put onto a character that I thought should have been fleshed out a lot more. I think this whole section could have just been a bit longer, because while I really liked what was happening, I think it could have had a lot more impact. I just kind of wanted to see more of what was going on, and they do leave some things up for interpretation, which I like. But yeah, while I like the ending, I was a little underwhelmed in certain aspects. But other than that, man, I thought the story of this series was fantastic. It was super unique. I've never really read anything like this before. Yeah, I mean, good fucking lord, I'm glad I waited. I mean, the release for this was very slow, with Asano taking many breaks. But yeah, just seeing the whole picture completed, what it was meant to say, hell yeah, man. So, our characters, our main girls, Dededede and Oran, they are absolutely delightful. Dededede is obsessed with a comedy manga, Isobayan. That's her thing. She's always going on about it. She's also in love with her high school teacher. Ooh. But she is more or less a pretty normal girl. She's a bit quiet and shy, but she gets along with people. She's nice. I really enjoyed her. Oran is a fucking maniac. This girl is completely wild and off the rails. She is constantly spouting about world domination, sometimes in reference to the video games her and Dededede play, sometimes not. She's just so energetic and crazy and fun and funny. Honestly, just a phenomenal character all the way through. And it's not just because of her personality. Once you start to learn more about why she is the way she is, dude, it's some peak shit. Asano was like, oh. So yeah, great main characters, and as for the supporting characters, they're all pretty great as well, and they all add some really interesting sides to this story. Oran's brother is an incel. He's a lot older than her, but, he doesn't work. He lives at home with his parents, and he pretty much spends his days online arguing with people. Yeah, he's not a particularly great person, but I did really like his relationship with his sister, and I just really liked his presence. He was a very likable incel, somehow. Oba is an interesting character. And no, we will not be talking about him other than me saying, holy fucking shit, wow, wow, wow. Let's fucking go. The girls make a lot of friends in high school and college, one of these being Futaba. And Futaba is an activist. You see, while people generally don't like the invaders, there are people who think, hey, they're just guys. They're just like us. They look a little different. They're pretty cute, honestly. Like, these guys are fucking adorable. But yes, Futaba is part of a group that believes that they deserve human rights. However, what she believes is just normal, simple activism becomes something a little bit darker. And seeing her struggle with what she's getting into, while a minor part of the story, I found to be easily one of the most interesting things about it. We see a lot of characters who sort of get radicalized in multiple different ways, and I thought the handling of this subject was super fascinating and quite realistic. If the exact same scenario as this series happened in real life, I could definitely see some similar things happening. What's just so great about this entire cast is just seeing how different they are and how each person copes with the state of the world. Like I mentioned, a lot of them like to live in blissful ignorance and just try not to talk about what's going on. But due to the events happening, of course, it becomes impossible at some points, and our main girls often have to deal with the consequences of what's going on, how it affects their lives, and it adds so much emotional depth to these characters. And overall, I thought the cast was absolutely fantastic. Like I alluded to, there's that one character I wish we got a lot more on, but yeah, overall, good shit. As for the art, it's Asano, it's fucking amazing. What else is there to say? There's a bit to say, actually. The first praise I'm gonna heap on is Asano's backgrounds. These are absolutely, without a doubt, some of the best backgrounds I've ever seen in a manga. He does heavily utilize photography of, real locations as well as 3D software, and I am absolutely all for that, because it just allows you to do so much with these environments, and the detail that is put into them is truly phenomenal. It feels like you're in a living, breathing world. The series being science fiction also gives Asano an excuse to flex in ways he wouldn't normally. For example, the mothership, it's always this gigantic, creepy looking structure always looming above the characters. It leads to some really cool visuals with a very grand scale, and just the different wacky concepts that the series deals with. It's really cool to see Asano's take on all of this stuff and how it sets it apart from his other works. For the characters, on the other hand, Asano actually goes for a bit more of a cartoony style than he is used to. I mean, he always kind of had that, but here especially, the character designs are very unique and exaggerated and fun. Most of our main character designs I thought were very, very awesome. They were just so unique, expressive, instantly recognizable. Although when it comes to the supporting characters, I start to get a bit creeped out. Some of these people look truly eldritch, and I don't really know what Asano was thinking here. Like, yeah, cartoony style, characters, exaggerated features, all that stuff, cool. But I mean, there's a limit, my guy. There's a limit. In the story, that's meant to be, serious. There's serious things happening. People are dying. We're commenting on war. The invaders are cute as fuck, though. So yeah, overall, just another phenomenal showcase of Asano's talent. And that was my review for Dededede Demons. This series was an absolute delight through and through. I don't mean to use that word like the series is super light and fluffy all the time, because it's most certainly not, but I enjoyed almost every minute of it, and I am going to be giving it a very strong 9 out of 10. If you're interested in checking out this series for yourself, Viz has been in the process of publishing the entire series in English, and these editions are sexy as hell. Signature editions, of course, much bigger than your normal crap, makes the artwork really pop. Really nice matte finish on the cover. We got the French flaps, love these. Probably most comparable to Viz's release of Pluto. It's just all around a wonderful release. Only downside, of course, the extra quality does make the volumes a bit more expensive. They're absolutely worth it, though, in my opinion. And as the series ended a few weeks ago, we actually got the announcement that this is going to be getting an anime, being the first Asano manga to do so. And I'm very excited, because if they do this anime well, it will absolutely become a timeless classic. For alternate recommendations, if you really like the sci-fi thriller side to this story, I recommend 20th Century Boys. A lot lot heavier on the mystery, but it is similar with its, crazy, wild reveals and fantastic characters. And if you really like the slice of life, the funny, goofy elements of this story, I will never stop recommending Watamote to people. Not until everyone realizes how great this series actually is. So with that, thank you all so much for watching. You can leave your thoughts in the comments down below. My next review will be for Golden Kamui, which is ending at the end of April. That's still a bit away though, so I'll probably put some stuff out before then, I hope. Well...